I'm Mike Crellin, Managing Director of IFGL. Here we are in our headquarters in Douglas in the Isle of Man. Left school and joined the Merchant Navy. I was an engineer officer in the Merchant Navy. I think I was about 4 years in that. Then that was too exciting, so I ran away from the sea to become an accountant. Via university. So I'm via van driving. So I had a few years of driving a van. I was then married at the time with one child, and I went off to university as a mature student. Then a couple of years in engineering, and then unfortunately I think the UK really doesn't value its engineers as the rest of sort of Europe might do. So I left that and trained to become an accountant. So I ended up being a mature student as an accountant. And I was in practice for a few years. Then I left to join what was then Clerical Medical International, which is the circle of life. We'll come back to that. Then I left Clerical Medical to actually set up. I was one of the founding people who set up Scottish Life International. I'm the only one left, which I'm not sure that's a assessment of me or nothing. And here we are 25 years later on, and we're an overnight success. And then back in 2013, there was the MBO that sort of David led. And then 2 years after that, we bought Clerical Medical, which is now R360 Life, integrated it. And then 2017, we signed for Friends Provident, which took us a while to close for various reasons, but we got there in the end. I think both ourselves and Aviva were very happy about that. And now we're a year or so into that integration. That's gone really well so far. Not without its challenges, but and it's been a huge logistical exercise. Gosh, I think I was 31 when I sort of embarked upon my accountancy career, so that was really sort of kind of late to the party. And then I guess they moved into what was life insurance at the time. That was an opportunity which presented itself. I think that the bit that really interests me now, I think, is not so much the day-to-day, but the actual strategic part of it. The acquisition, the M&A, and I think the entire company just really sort of came to life with that MBO. We went from being a boring little provincial subsidiary of a mutual that nobody really cared about, into something which we are masters of our own destiny. We really do make a difference. Well, again, I was really late. I started racing when most people had retired. At least I had enough money to do it, so I wasn't sort of broke and penniless, so I could do that. No, it was one of those, not quite a midlife crisis, but I thought, I'll get a bike what I can afford it. I was about in my 30s. So again, most people thought, I'm getting a bit beat up, it's time to retire. I thought, this is great, I can have a go at this. We'd sort of go out in the early mornings on the island where there is no speed limit, and we'd go for a lap. I thought we were probably getting a little bit carried away, and I thought it would be far safer to go racing, but I'll never do the TT because that's absolutely insane. That's like a death wish. And then I started racing, and 2 years later I went to the TT. So I don't think you could really do it now, but I went from having no license to you need a national license to the Manx Grand Prix, then you need an international license through the TT. And I sort of got one after the other. And to do that, you need to finish in certain positions in a certain number of races, a certain number of circuits. So it's pretty much serving your apprenticeship. But I did 10 years of it in total, about 30 plus races that Manx Grand Prix, and one big crash, and that was, I think it was about 2003. And after that I retired in 2003, and then I proceeded to retire for the next 5 years. So as in I carried on, just thought I'll just do it one last time.
What do your family think of it?
Well, some people, they're very supportive and they love it. My wife hates it, with passion. So I've seen, inevitably over the years, I've seen a number of friends and colleagues and partners not come back. It's a natural evolution of the company, really. We're now the best part of 600 people and 20 billion of assets. And I guess one of the biggest employers on the Isle of Man. And I'd been the finance and commercial director for a good many years. Far better than I think anybody could ever have predicted. So when the initial lockdown hit us, we scattered to the four winds, and if you'd have said that within a few days we could all be working remotely, it would have been and continue to operate efficiently, it would have been laughable, but we did. So I guess needs must. So the entire company, I think, came together fantastically. I think longer term it's been really quite good for us. It's I guess it's forced the adoption of a great deal more of digital technology, flexible working. So certainly sort of the IFA market has, or the people that we deal with, have adapted incredibly well to it. Clerical medical was, at the time we thought it was difficult, but it was a real walk in the park, because it was a closed book of business, in a location right next to us. And that was in hindsight quite easy. FPIL was a completely different beast, because you're right, because it was non-federated, it was federated, so it had hubs around the world that we then had to bring together. And we operate a generally centralised model, which means that we do like to have regional offices where there is regional support, but the actual the hub of the business is here on the island and always has been. So we've integrated the Dubai and Hong Kong offices. We've pretty much finished our move on the Isle of Man, so we own the building in Castletown, the Friends Provident building in Castletown. We spent a few million on that, refurbishing it. We've now pretty much redeployed all the staff who are going to move between the two. It's just been a strong performance across the group, and I think we are certainly. I think COVID has reinforced that. I think the weaker brands and IFAs have fallen by the wayside, and we've just gone from strength to strength. And I think we're and as you said, in the middle of integrating Friends Provident and juggling business as usual, and having rode a wave of regulatory change, which I think we're really, really very much a fan of and we're in favour of. And then there's whatever's next on the menu. So now we've bought Friends. What can we do next?
That's the question. What are you going to do next? What can you tell us?
That would be. I think we have and will be an acquisitive group. So certainly we'd like to get something else. And pretty much most of the deals we've done so far, Clerical Medical and Friends Provident, they've pretty much doubled us in size each time. And it would be nice to do something like that again.